I want to start with something I've never said out loud on this channel. I don't yell, but I get cruel with my words. And I don't mean I say something sharp and immediately catch myself. I mean something takes over. Like I'm watching myself from outside my body, knowing I should stop, and I just don't. The words come out cold and cutting, and I know exactly where they land. And then it's over, and the spiral begins. I go quiet, and in that quiet, I start building a case in my head. I had every right to feel that way, I say. I wasn't wrong. They started it. I can stay in that place for a while, longer than I would like to admit. Eventually, I surrender. I apologize. But the damage is already sitting in the room, and we both know it. I'm a certified life coach with advanced training in neuroscience and emotional regulation. I teach families how to do this better, and I still do this. So if you came here for someone who has it all figured out, wrong channel. But if you came here for someone who is in it with you and has found some tools that are actually helping, stay with me, because this one is real. Here's what brought me to this topic today. I work with kids, and I say something that breaks me every single time. I will be sitting with a child, 7, 8, 9 years old, and I will ask them a simple question. And before they answer, I see it. This tiny hesitation, this quick scan of my face to make sure it's safe. Like they are checking. Is she going to get loud if I get it wrong? These are kids who have learned to brace. Not because they are in danger, but because somewhere along the way their nervous system made a map. And on that map, making a mistake leads to something painful. So now their whole body is working overtime just to stay safe in a normal conversation. And the parents, they are sitting right next to them, feeling, got it. Because they love these kids more than anything. They are not doing this on purpose. They are doing what was done to them, or they are running empty, or they snapped once and now it's a pattern and they don't know how to break it. They sit across from me, overwhelmed, ashamed, and incredibly exhausted. And the question underneath everything, the one nobody says out loud but everyone is really asking is, how do I get my kid to listen without destroying something between us to do it? That's what this video is about. Let me explain what's actually happening here. In our kids, and honestly in us, when we lose it, there is a part of the brain called the amygdala. It's your alarm system. It doesn't think, it reacts. And when it fires, it can essentially hijack the whole brain. The prefrontal cortex, the part that handles logic, consequences, and the voice that says, maybe don't say that, goes offline. That feeling of something taking over, that's not weakness and that's not a character flaw. That is a brain in threat response doing exactly what it was designed to do. The problem is, it was designed for survival, not for relationships. And here is the thing about kids. Their prefrontal cortex isn't even fully developed until age 25. So when your child is melting down, they are not manipulating you, they are not choosing to ruin your evening, they literally cannot access reason in that moment. And when we come at them loud and reactive, we don't reach the reasoning brain. We hit the alarm system. Now, 2 alarms are going off in the same room. The only thing that actually interrupts that cycle is co-regulation, a calm nervous system next to a dysregulated one. Your calm becomes their permission to come back down. You cannot out-yell a brain in crisis, but you can out-calm it. So what does that actually look like when you are tired and overstimulated and you've already asked them 4 times? I use something called parts language, adapted from a model from therapy called internal family systems. I use it in the simplest, most playful way possible. No clinical jargon, just a metaphor that kids and honestly adults respond to immediately. The idea is this: instead of treating a big emotion like it is a child, we teach them that they have different parts, little characters inside that show up with different needs at different times. If your kids have seen Inside Out, they already get this perfectly. When a feeling has a name, it becomes something that you can look at instead of something that you're drowning in. And the moment you can look at it, you have some power over it. Let me show you what this looks like. There is a boy, I'll call him Jack. He didn't make the soccer team. Every single one of his friends did. He walks in the door and within minutes he's upstairs, door locked, throwing things. The old response, the one most of us default to, the parent hears the noise, their own panic and frustration spike. They knock hard on the door. Stop that right now. And Jack's walls go up. Now we have two dysregulated people in a hallway and nobody is saying what's actually real. Jack's dad did something different though. He took a breath first, the hardest step every single time, knocked gently and said, "Hey, I'm not here to fight. I just want to know how you're doing." And after a few minutes, Jack said, "I have a part of me that feels really, really sad because all my friends made the team and I didn't. And I think it means something is wrong with me." A child said that. He didn't explode outward. He didn't shut down. He said the real thing. That is a kid who has been given a language for his inner world. That is the whole goal. Okay, I want to pause here. What I'm about to share comes from my personal faith. If that's not your thing, I completely respect that. The tools in this video work regardless, but this is part of who I am and why I do this work, so I'm going to share it. I try so hard to do things right. Every day, I genuinely try. And then something takes over and I say something cruel and I go quiet and I spiral and I justify. Eventually, I do surrender. Paul writes in Romans, "I do not do the good I want to do, but the evil I do not want to do. This I keep on doing." I have read that verse 100 times, and every time it just makes me exhale. Because that's me. That is so completely me. And what gets me, what is honestly so convicting, I can barely stand it sometimes, is that Jesus knows all of that. He sees the spiral. He sees the justifying. He sees the ugly internal monologue where I'm building my case. And he doesn't wait for me to get it together before he loves me. He loves me there. In Matthew 19, the disciples were turning children away from Jesus, too busy, too important. And he stopped everything and said, "Let them come. Don't hinder them. The kingdom belongs to such as this. No conditions, no performance required. Just come." That is the image I hold on to because that's how he is with us when we are at our worst. He doesn't shame us into transformation. His love is so gentle and so complete that it undoes us. And that undoing, that surrender is where the real change happens. When I remember that, it changes how I walk into the hard moments. Not perfectly, not every time, but it changes something in me. And that's what I want for the kids I work with, to know that they are loved in all of their parts. The angry parts, the scared parts, the jealous parts, the part that threw things in their room. Because that is the foundation of emotional health and of everything else. Here's what I want you to try this week. I call it externalizing through play. Step 1, regulate yourself first before you approach anyone. 3 breaths, feet on the floor. You cannot pour calm from an empty cup. You are the thermostat. Your nervous system sets the temperature in the room. Remember that. Step number 2, name the feeling as a character. Not, "Why are you acting like this?" Try, "I noticed a really big feeling just showed up." Then ask, if that feeling had a shape, what would it look like? If it was an animal, what would it be? Let them answer. Let them own it. Step number 3, draw it out. Paper, crayons, whatever you have. Get the feeling out of the body and onto the page where you can both look at it together. Distance changes everything. Step number 4, get curious instead of furious. Ask the feeling, what do you need right now? The angry dragon almost always just needs to feel safe or seen. It's almost never actually about the soccer team. And in the quiet after I've said something I wish I could take back, I know what it feels like to spiral, to justify, to sit in that uncomfortable silence and slowly find your way back to surrender. And I know what it feels like to try again. That's all any of us are doing. You are not a bad parent. You are not a bad partner. You are a human being trying to love other human beings well. And that is genuinely one of the hardest things there is. But connection changes hearts. Cruelty, even quiet cruelty, closes them. And open hearts in our kids and in ourselves, That's the whole point. If something in this landed for you today, hit like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Tell me where you are in this. I read every single one. I'm Kelly Reyes. Thank you for being here with me. I'll see you in the next video.